Okay, most of you probably know what these are, but I am so excited to see what these look like in person. These are the Speedportal.1s in the Messi Special Edition. We're going to hop into all of the unboxing with this crazy large box. There is no details about the boots on the outside, which I think is fantastic. It's awesome. It's got this really cool number 10 logo. Thank you so much to News Soccer Shop. I will put his information right here. Jonathan, fantastic guy to work with. He's from the Seattle area, which is amazing. And I literally would not be able to have these without his plug. So thank you so much. Definitely go check out at News Soccer Shop on Instagram. Tons of amazing stock. He's always getting the latest and greatest stuff for under retail, and it is absolutely fantastic. So he actually had a whole stock of these. He had about 10 different pairs of these that he was able to get out to pros and other people in the world, which is amazing. And so it is thanks to him that these are in my possession, which is awesome. So the GOAT's final World Cup boots, and winning boots for that matter. So without further ado, let's hop into it. I don't know if the overhead camera, there you go. So you can see the number 10 with the stripes and the sunshine. It's kind of a logo that's built around the Argentinian logo and sort of an offshoot of that one, which is really cool. This massive box. You guys saw the other, there's a Messi logo here that I know this is upside down, but that is the Messi logo as well. And you guys have also probably seen the Speedflow.1s, which were his other, like the first gold colorway that were F50 inspired. These also have some touches from that as well, which I think is absolutely spectacular. They're super great looking in photos. I'm really excited to see what they look like in person. And yeah, let's just hop into the unboxing. This is going to be a little bit different because hopefully, oh my days. Oh man, those look good. Holy cow. Okay, so these are the Messi Speedportal.1s. Gold sole plate, Argentina blue studs. You can see references including, right there, little F50 logo, and some other references to boots that he's worn in the past on these. These are stunning. Okay, so here we are. Let's get this other one out of the box. And this entire box is interesting because what you're seeing here is all that's in the box. It's just two of these inserts. The boots go in there, and then there's a little bit of some inserts there for the top of the boots, even though the boots don't go more than flush to there. So it's just big foam essentially, which is a little bit of a waste of space, but amazing presentation for the GOAT's football boots, which is awesome. Okay, so a couple tech specs about the Speedportal.1s is this is a prime knit upper that they call, or a textile based upper that I believe is called Speed Mesh 2.0 or Speed. I'll put it up on screen here. But it is a very thin synthetic material. In my initial review, I didn't speak very highly about these. Full disclosure, the boot itself, and I'm not talking about, this has nothing to do with the colorway or the history behind this particular boot, but the model that this boot is, I didn't speak very highly about. They were crushing my feet in the on-feet portion of the video. So my guess, I would be pleasantly surprised if they were different than that on feet. They might be a little bit looser. Sometimes special editions have a little bit nicer material sometimes, depending on which special editions they are. The gold Messi Speedflow.1s actually fit a little bit different than the normal Speedflow.1s. For me, at least, they were a little bit on the wider side or a little bit more pliable. That could have been just in my head. It also could be there's no material difference between the two, but it could be just a difference in the way that they were made, or they were made closer to the shape of his foot or something. I don't know. I'm sure it's not that technically complicated, and I'm probably just spewing BS right now, but they felt a little bit different to me. These ones, I'm hoping for the same. I think if I try these on feet, it's going to be on a very clean turf pitch, not a grass pitch, because I don't want to get these dirty at all. These will probably never be worn. This is the GOAT's football boots, and I am Yeah, it's super cool. So anyway, so textile-based upper, it is definitely somewhere in between Speedflow and Ghosted as far as the feel of them. They are a bit plasticky. They are super soft out of the box, but again, you can kind of see it folds like more of a Ghosted, even though it's got more pliability than that Ghosted model. So it does have a fair bit of flexibility, especially in this toe box area. The part of the boot that crushed my foot was right in this area here. That could be because it is a little bit thinner. So the boot definitely has a much wider toe box, and it's more volume for sure in the toe box area than the Speedflow 0.1, but it does share a similar shape to the Speedflow 0.1 in this midfoot area. And because this upper is a little bit stiffer than the one that was on the Speedflow, it created a lot of hot spots for me on the midfoot, which is where I'm widest there in the toe box. No issues in the toe box, just some issues in the midfoot there. You've got a suede inner lining here in the heel area, so very, very padded. One of the things that I think a lot of people were a little bit surprised with, and some people thought it was overkill, some people thought it was not too much. I sort of sat in the middle. My initial impressions of this heel area were that it didn't look super insane, right? It didn't look like it didn't look super pretty as the Speedflow did, and the Speedflow heel I thought looked incredible, and it was super low profile. The issue that I had with it was those two little pods that wrapped the sides of your Achilles they didn't provide as much lockdown as I would like. They kind of overcompensated, I think, with these ones. Massive, massive heel pads that actually feel really nice on feet. I thought they did a fantastic job of wrapping around your Achilles and really pushing your heel down and into the corner of the boot or into the base of the boot. The weird thing, though, is it's different on this one than it is on the Plus variation, which I thought was super strange. The Plus variation had something like it was almost like a coated, it was almost like the Speedflows in the sense that it was a woven material and sort of pillow-like material that had adhesive or grip material on it, almost like the Zero Glide, I think it's called, from Mizuno in that heel area, but obviously it was padded on the inside. This one's just suede. And so for me, the Plus variation actually had a nice amount of bite on the heel area. And so you got a little bit more lockdown than you would on something like this. And I kind of wish that they would put that technology here. This is just a suede lining. It probably is going to be super comfortable. I don't remember ever having issues with it in the initial review, but that remains to be said for this particular boot. I don't think they've changed very much about this boot other than the colorway. So we'll see how that goes. The sole plate is where things got really exciting. I love the Adidas Carbitex insert sole plates, and they've changed it just slightly here. They've gone with a little bit longer piece of Carbitex. So you can see that carbon goes all the way down to almost the front part of the heel area. And for me, this created such an incredible, it's got mega snapback. As far as most boots on the market, this definitely, as far as snapback goes and rigidity and energy return, I noticed this significantly more than Air Zoom. Air Zoom's very good. It's not my favorite tech, but it's good. But these speed frames are really well designed. And for me, this is one of the top, if not the best sole plate on the market, just because of how incredibly responsive it is. And you guys know, I love wearing my Adidas F50 remakes that all have basically this same sole plate, just the previous generation of it. And this really does, I think, add to it. The stability wings here on the outside that are featured here in this area, right on the other side of this little same kind of 10 that was on the front of the box. These stability wings don't do a whole lot. I don't know why they've gotten rid of that little carbon fiber accent that went around it compared to the first edition, that launch green colorway. But I don't think that carbon fiber really made much of a difference. My guess is it's just underneath this plastic material. But Fantastic sole plate. This is definitely my favorite part of the football boot, other than the color, obviously, for this special edition one. But it really is up to personal preference, whether you like something a little bit more structured or whether you like something that's going to be a little more natural fitting. If you guys have seen my Phantom GX review, you guys will know that that sole plate, the bite that sole plate gets is really nice. I really actually love wearing those on turf, even though it's an FG sole plate, and I've worn them on grass as well, and they're exceptional. The only issue for me is that it lacks a little bit of that energy return and a little bit of that faithfulness that, my foot is doing basically 100% of the legwork in that boot. Whereas in this one, I feel like my foot can do 100% of the work, and it does, or my foot does. This just adds a little bit extra to it. And if you notice, if I push up, you've got definitely a little bit of space. Hopefully that comes on camera. I know that's like right at the bottom of the screen, but it definitely has a little bit of that push forward motion, which is awesome. Speaking about graphics, we'll go through the insole really quick as well. It's nothing super crazy to write home about, but they did add that Argentinian Messi logo here as well, which I think is cool. It's just a single piece of this foam material that's got a little bit of cushion to it, definitely more in the heel for sure. Pretty nice, but nothing to write home about, nothing crazy, and no grip elements on the bottom either. It is a felt or suede lining on that insole, which doesn't bother me too much because it does, once you have grip socks or your feet get kind of sweaty and more wet, I guess, there's no really way around saying that, it really does kind of grip to the bottom of your foot. So I don't really have any issues with it, and didn't on the Plus variation, which I wore and did a 1 month review on as well. As I said before, I don't think I'm gonna wear these boots. These are currently valued at around $2,200 as the filming of this video, which is 2 days after the World Cup finished. And that's something that for me, the money is not important about these boots. The importance is the occasion and the fact that Messi, I grew up watching the greatest player that ever has lived. And to me, this is the capstone achievement of that. Obviously, maybe there are more competitive things that he's done, better things that he's done, Ballon d'Or, Champions Leagues, and all this stuff. But the World Cup is something that he was missing in his cabinet, I think. And I would still argue he's the GOAT no matter what. But I think winning the World Cup this year really just made anyone else's argument irrelevant. Like, there's no argument that you can tell me in the comment section below for any other player that's ever existed as far as just a complete footballer. So anyway, that's a side tangent. These boots are really, really cool. There's some awesome accents to some of the original F50s that he wore, the Tunits, the F50 Plus logo right there. Some really cool, obviously the standard 3 stripes here on the lateral side there. And I think these boots are really well designed. I think they really have done a good job of making them subtle and also noticeable. The ones that I actually sold, so I actually sold those other special edition ones because I didn't think they were that pretty looking. They were more of a bronze colorway, more of an homage to those the Tunit F50s or F30s, I guess, that he wore. These are definitely more gold colored, so these are not necessarily an homage to that particular colorway. These are very much a gold pair of football boots, which is really, really cool. So I am very curious to know how these are going to fit and feel on feet. My guess is I will just do it on the indoor pitches in my local shop or local arena sports. So that will be as low impact on these boots as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed that first part. We're going to hop into the on-feet portion now and see how these fit and feel, and if they are any different than the other colorway that I tried that I really didn't like so much. So let's hop into it.
All right, fam, here we are in the indoor facility. I will do my best to get the audio sorted. It is very loud in here with drony noises, and there's like a foot of snow on the ground here in Seattle right now, and so I can't train outside, and I don't have a ball, which is probably advantageous because I want to keep these as clean as possible. But anyway, we're just going to hop into the on-feet portion. There's just going to be very little movement around because they were kind enough here at Arena Sports to let me be on this turf. You're not actually supposed to have studs on here, but they said as long as I kind of stay in place, it's fine. If you guys want more technical features and you want more on-feet footage of me actually playing in a pair of Speedportal .1s, go and check out my initial review. That'll give you all the B-roll and stuff you need. But I just wanted to get a sense of what these look like on feet, and if the fit and feel, if I've changed my mind at all about how these fit and feel out of the box. So without further ado, let's jump into it. What a spectacularly beautiful pair of football boots. Oh my days. Okay, so we'll get the left one on first. The magic boot, here we go. And slide right into it. Wow. Okay, those are super stiff per usual. Okay, so really my feelings about these, the fit wise, does not change. I'm gonna be very ginger with how I tie these because they are so tight out of the box. But again, they do look absolutely spectacular. So I am so excited. These ones fit about, for whatever reason, about a quarter size long. As you can see, that's about a half a thumb's width on the front end. And if I really push my foot in there, yeah, it does fit about a quarter size long, which is unfortunate, but that is okay. So we'll get the other one on as well. Slide in there. And again, I won't be moving around too much just because I want to make sure these stay super clean, and also respect the rules of this field that I was graciously given access to, which is cool. So Speedportal.1 fits very, very tight. There you go. But oh my God, these boots look spectacular. The gold really stands out. I love the black and blue and white accents. I think actually making this center prime knit area white is super cool. It's a really nice touch and it makes them look just really clean on feet. The heel lockdown is actually really nice in these. It's been a while since I wore a pair of Speedportal.1s. The width in the midfoot is really tight straight out of the box. So if you are somebody who does struggle with the wide midfoot area like I do, definitely just either prepare for a pretty rough break-in period of time, which I might do at some point with some Speedportal.1s. But I don't think that's going to be a mainstay in my collection just because they are so tight straight out of the box. But as far as how these look and feel, I mean, it is pretty hard to get around how amazing these look. The carbon fiber on the bottom is absolutely amazing. The sole plate is spectacular, and these really do look awesome, especially with a blue kit actually, which is pretty sweet. So this is kind of what they look like with the full kit on. Gold accents pretty much with any color are spectacular. Gold's a pretty neutral color for the most part. And my, oh my, I love how these look. They are definitely tight. They're crushing my midfoot a little bit. But again, we're not really here for the fit and feel. If you guys want more of that, go to the normal Speedportal.1 review. I am really tempted to try on this boot in like a regular colorway and just try my best to wear it. Maybe put a shoehorn in there, try and break it in, put it in a a steaming device, or steam them so that they really break in as best I can in the midfoot. Because as far as the forefoot area goes, the forefoot area actually fits me brilliantly. The forefoot has nice amount of volume. I really enjoy how the sole plate fits and feels, which is spectacular. So for me, this boot is gonna perform really well. I don't recommend it for wide-footed people just because the midfoot is really, really tight. But I definitely would recommend it for people who have thinner feet. If you have thinner feet, maybe try going half size down just because there is that quarter length. So I'll show you guys again. So there's kind of the full thing, and my toe comes to there. So there's like a decent half thumb's width in the toe area. If you're somebody who, like me, likes your boots right up to the end, or toes right up to the end of the boot, go half a size down with these. If you are somebody who is okay having just a little bit of space on the end, I would say you're totally fine going true to size with this one. So these are in my normal size 9 US, but again, if you are somebody who wants to absolutely get the tightest sensation possible, you might consider going half a size down. So this is such a cool boot. I will probably never put them on my feet again. They will stay in the box, and I will look at them, or maybe I'll put them in a glass case. We'll see. If you guys enjoy this super rare type of football boot reviews, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.